All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready.
Last night's NBA games. What a night.
Absolutely.
Some wild stuff went down. We're talking game-changing performances, unexpected upsets.
Yeah, you said it.
We're going to try and pick out what this all means for the rest of the season.
Definitely.
So we got those game summaries and the post-game analysis.
Yep.
So we are going to go way deeper than just the scores.
Oh, yeah. Way beyond the basics.
All right, so first up, let's go to L.A. Clippers took on the Grizzlies.
Right.
Clippers got the win, 128-114. But it wasn't a complete blowout.
No.
Norman Powell,
Yeah.
solid night. He had 24 points, 3.5 rebounds.
What's really interesting about Powell, though, is how consistent he's been for the Clippers.
Okay.
Like, last night was good, but he's actually averaging even more points for the whole season.
Yeah, you're right.
So that really shows you what a reliable scorer he is.
I mean, speaking of scoring, we got to talk about James Harden. He's averaging 19.3 points over his last 10 games. That's good, but Harden can explode for, so much more.
Right.
So what do you think about this? Is this something that Clippers fans should be worried about?
I mean, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Harden, we all know what he can do, right? Take over games completely. But with the Clippers, he might be taking on a different role.
Right.
They have so many offensive threats that maybe we're seeing him focus more on, facilitating, passing the ball around.
Right. Yeah. It's working. I mean, they're winning games.
Exactly.
But of course, we can't forget about Memphis. They fought hard.
Oh, absolutely.
Despite the loss.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson Jr., 23 points, 6 rebounds. So, they may not have won this one, but they're not backing down from anybody.
Oh, no, for sure. The Grizzlies, they're young, lots of potential, and Jackson's a huge part of that.
Yeah.
He can score inside, outside. He's a real problem for other teams, and he's only going to get better.
All right, so next up, this game had everybody talking. Dallas Mavericks taking on the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
This one was a nail-biter. Down to the last seconds, Mavericks pulled out the win, 111-107. But the score, it doesn't even tell you half the story.
No, not even close. This game was the Kyrie Irving window. 42 points.
Wow.
Shooting 15 for 25 from the field, 7 for 10 from three-point range. Incredible.
He was unstoppable. What I found really fascinating is how he dominated against a team like the Warriors. Known for their size, their defense, especially in the paint. But Irving, I mean, he's not the tallest player on the court, but he just weaved through their defense and created all those scoring opportunities. It was incredible to watch.
That's what makes Kyrie so special, Incredible handles, super quick first step, and he can finish at the rim with either hand. The Warriors, they threw everything at him, but, sometimes a player's just in the zone, and he was.
And to clinch it, he threw a charge on Jimmy Butler in those last seconds.
Clutch.
Yeah.
That play, that shows you his basketball IQ, his commitment to winning.
Right. Now, on the Warriors side, Steph Curry, he had a decent game, 25 points.
Right.
But overall, the Warriors, they just couldn't find their rhythm offensively, shooting only 42.7% from the field.
Yeah, the Warriors, they live and die by that three-point shot. When those shots aren't falling, they can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks, they did a great job of contesting those shots, forcing the Warriors into taking some tougher looks.
All right, now let's head over to Denver, where the Nuggets extended their winning streak to 7 games.
They are on fire.
132-121 victory over the Portland Trail Blazers. This team is hot right now.
And no surprise with Nikola Jokic leading the way, Another monster game for him, 40 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
It's not just the numbers with Jokic, though.
No.
It's the way he controls the whole game, his passing, his court vision.
Oh, totally.
People call him a point center, and it's pretty accurate. It's like he's running the offense from the center position.
Exactly, like a quarterback on the court, finding his teammates for open shot. And when he's scoring like he was last night, forget about it. The Nuggets are almost impossible to beat.
They were shooting 65.9% from the field.
Wow.
Portland, I mean, they had a couple of players with some standout performances. Donovan Clingan and Delano Bannon put up some points, but just not enough to really slow down that Nuggets offense.
Yeah, Clingan, Banton, these are young players, lots of potential. And even in a loss, it's great for them to get this kind of experience against a top team like the Nuggets.
All right, so get this. The Utah Jazz, they pulled off a huge upset, defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 131-119. I'm still surprised.
Yeah, I mean, this is massive for the Jazz. They've been having a tough season. Coming into this game, huge underdogs, but they played with a lot of energy, a lot of heart.
They did, and it wasn't just one guy either. Lauri Markkanen, he's having a fantastic season. Leading the team in scoring, averaging 19.2 points, 6.1 rebounds per game.
Right. But what really stood out to me, it was their defense.
Yeah.
They forced the Lakers into 19 turnovers. That shows you the hustle, the disruption they caused to that Lakers offense.
And keep in mind, the Lakers, they got LeBron James, Luka Doncic, two of the biggest names in the game. So to hold them under 120 points, that's impressive.
For sure.
This win, this could be a turning point for the Jazz. They needed this, a boost of confidence. They proved they can compete with anyone when they're on their game.
Yeah, it's a great reminder that in the NBA, any team can win on any night.
Right.
You got to come prepared, play with intensity.
All right, last but not least, we've got the Houston Rockets taking on the Phoenix Suns. Rockets came away with the win in this high-scoring game, 119-111.
The Rockets, man, they're a fun, young team to watch. So much energy. You read the game summaries, they talk about their dynamic gameplay. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Jalen Green, he was the standout for the Rockets. And it wasn't just about his points, it was his impact on the whole game.
Yeah, Green's a player who can create his own shot, get to the basket, make plays for his teammates. He's got that star quality, elevates everyone around him. You want to see a rising star, Jalen Green's the guy.
I'm seeing a theme here. All these young guys really making a difference. You got Jared Jackson Jr. with the Grizzlies, Jalen Green with the Rockets. It's great to see the future of the league.
Absolutely. Adds another layer of excitement for sure. And speaking of exciting, I mean, we got to come back to Kyrie Irving's performance against the Warriors.
I know, right?
42 points. Against a team like that, that's not easy.
Yeah, it was like he couldn't miss. Threes, mid-range, drive to the basket. It was amazing.
And it wasn't just the scoring, it was the efficiency, 15 for 25 from the field, 7 for 10 from three-point range against a defense like the Warriors. That's impressive.
Yeah, it really felt like he was I don't know, like he had something to prove.
Well, he's definitely had his critics over the years, but a performance like that, I mean, that shut him up. He showed everyone not just his scoring, but his leadership, his will to win.
So another guy who just put on a clinic last night, Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yeah.
40 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. The guy's a walking triple-double.
He is playing at an MVP level right now. So versatile, so skilled, and he makes everyone around him better.
What's amazing to me is how he impacts the game, even when he's not scoring.
Right.
His passing, it's unbelievable. Those crazy angles, putting the ball right where his teammates need it.
A true point center. He can run the offense, score from anywhere, and he's always willing to pass. Makes everyone better. He's a unique talent, that's for sure.
Yeah. One of the most surprising results last night had to be the Jazz beating the Lakers.
Right.
The Lakers, I mean, come on, they've got LeBron, they've got Doncic, two of the biggest names in the league, and the Jazz just shut them down.
That win, it was all about their defense. They played with so much energy, so much hustle, and they really disrupted the Lakers' flow on offense.
Yeah, forcing 19 turnovers against a team like that, it's not easy. It shows they're buying into the system, they're playing with purpose.
It's a reminder that defense wins championships. You can have all the star power in the world, but if you can't get stops when it matters, you're not going to win consistently.
So we've talked about Jalen Green, but what about some of the other young players? Guys like Klingon and Banton on the Trailblazers.
Yeah, those guys, they're young. They've got a lot of potential. Klingon, he's a force in the paint. Banton, versatile guard, can score, can distribute. Even though they lost to the Nuggets, it's good for them to get that experience against a team like that.
That's what it's all about, right? Developing, growing, learning from the best. And speaking of young talent, Jalen Green, he's really starting to blossom.
Oh, absolutely. He's explosive, confident, not afraid to take the big shot. He's got everything you want in a franchise player.
Yeah, what I like about him is his fearlessness.
Mm-hmm.
He's not afraid to make mistakes, always attacking the basket, plays with a certain, I don't know, swagger.
He's the kind of player who can create his own shot, but he's also developing that playmaking ability. Learning to make the right reads, get his teammates involved. The Rockets are definitely building something special in Houston.
So we've talked about individual performances, surprising upsets, the rise of young players. What are your overall thoughts on last night's games? What really stood out to you?
I think what really struck me was the importance of team chemistry, effort.
Okay, yeah.
Look at the Jazz, right? Nobody expected them to beat the Lakers, but they played as a unit. They hustled on defense. They shared the ball on offense. It was a true team effort.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And you have a team like the Rockets. They're still a work in progress, but you see flashes of what they could be. Green's individual talent is great, but it's even better to see how he's starting to fit in with his teammates.
Yeah, you're right. And it's not just the young teams either. The Clippers, even with Harden scoring down a little bit, they're finding ways to win. They're playing unselfishly. They've got a lot of guys who can contribute.
Yeah, it seems like the teams that are winning, they're the ones who are buying into that team first mentality,
It's not always about having the best players. It's about the players who are willing to play together, play hard, trust each other.
Absolutely. That's what makes the NBA so great. Any team can beat any other team on any given night.
And that's what keeps it so exciting for the fans. You just never know what's going to happen.
And as we get closer to the playoffs, that unpredictability, it just gets even bigger. The intensity goes up, the stakes are higher, and every possession matters.
Speaking of the playoffs, which teams are you most excited to see as we get closer?
I'm really interested in the Clippers. They've got depth, they're well coached, and they've shown they can win even when Harden isn't putting up those huge numbers.
Yeah, they really seem to have figured out how to make all the pieces fit.
And then you got the Nuggets playing some of the best basketball in the league right now. Jokic, he's just a force. Their offense it's a machine.
Yeah, they're definitely a team to watch. What about the young teams like the Grizzlies, the Rockets? You think they have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs?
I think they could both be dangerous, especially if they can get hot at the right time. They might not be the favorites, but they could definitely cause some upsets.
I always love it when a young team makes a run in the playoffs.
Me too.
Shakes things up, makes it even more unpredictable.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about the NBA playoffs. Anything can happen. Momentum can change in a second. And the teams that stay focused, make those big plays when they need to, those are the teams that'll succeed.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into last night's NBA action, what's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I would just say appreciate the nuances of the game. It's not just about the highlights, the stats. Watch the defense, the passing, the teamwork. Basketball is so much more than just scoring.
That's a great point. There's a real beauty to the way a team works together, how they move the ball, how they anticipate each other. It's like a well choreographed dance.
It really is. And the more you understand those little things, the more you'll enjoy watching the game.
Well said. So to all our listeners out there, keep watching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep enjoying the ride. The NBA season, it's full of surprises. We can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.